What is going on, Babylonians? Welcome back to another video from Babylon. It's me, Songs of Rage, and we're going to be looking at a different game today. We're going to be looking into SplitGate. Now, SplitGate is a game that's been recommended to me by a few people that are in our community because we wanted to be able to branch out a little bit from Outriders, and SplitGate actually was most of the popular answers that we actually got back from that post. So this is us being able to dive into it. We've got myself, we've got Danwise currently on it. We're trying to get Ben into it as well, and we do actually we have encouraged a few members of our Discord to be able to head over there and actually get to play a few games with ourselves. So it's been a lot of fun, and we've really enjoyed it. So we're loving the suggestions. If you have any more suggestions as to games you would love to see us play, break down for you, all that kind of good stuff, then make sure you drop those in the comment section going forward. But that's not what the video is about. The video is about why Team Shotty Snipers is possibly the best game mode that, in my opinion, that SplitGate has to offer. So what we're going to do is we're going to break down into, we've got a few clips to be able to show you. We've got some breakdowns of the guns because they actually give us a really nice firing range. Unfortunately, it doesn't give us any kind of range values, so I'm not able to give you any kind of like numerical data for anything like that, unfortunately. But I can give you a visual representation of what kind of ranges to be able to expect from these kind of guns and what kind of damage numbers you're going to be seeing. So let's get into it, but first, before we start going into any kind of numbers or anything like that, make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below. It really means the world to us. We're now getting closer to that 1,500 sub mark. That's really pretty huge for ourselves, especially considering it's only been 5 months. So make sure, smash that button if you really enjoy any of this content and you'd love to see some more SplitGate going forward. So why do I think that Team Shotty Snipers is the best game mode that's currently in SplitGate? Well, it really rewards you for your precision. That's what I like to think about this kind of game. It really makes you think about the angles that you have to hold. It makes you think about how you're going to approach a situation. It really requires that you have really good aim, and I think that's where arena shooters really kind of like come into their own, is if your aim is just on point, because you're able, it does give you that kind of like skill gap that you're able to instant delete people if you are that good and on point with your aim. So it encourages you to get better as the game goes on. So what do you get given? Well, let's be honest, you get given a shotgun and you get given a sniper rifle. Now, the shotgun we're going to look into first. So as you can see on the screen, or as you can see from the clips that have been on there, a full-blown point-blank shotgun blast will do 175 damage. Now, you have 100 health as standard in SplitGate, so this is more than enough to be able to get a consistent one-hit kill. If you do actually land a headshot with this, it goes all the way up to 210 damage, which means that you're able to kill that person more than twice over. Which I'm not too sure why that's a thing, but at least it makes it a little bit more consistent. Obviously, as the range gets a little bit further, because you're never going to be you're not always going to be barrel stuffing kind of range. It does actually open up that kind of possibility. So a headshot does give it a 1.2 damage multiplier, so that's nice and standard, and it's actually quite forgiving the range. So as you can see, in some of them, as the range steps out, you can actually get a consistent like 130, 137, that kind of damage range. But what we're really interested in is the spread pattern, and the spread pattern is kind of like a hexagon that has a dot in the middle. So that's consistent. That's regardless of if you're running around. That's regardless if you're crouching. They can't aim down sights. It's regardless of if you're jumping or anything like that. Those points will always be in the exact same space, and then they'll obviously spread out the further your range gets. So I did a little bit of testing that just to be able to make sure, but it is very, very consistent. So you don't have to worry about any kind of like randomness when it comes to the spread. Now you'll see on screen, I was trying to get a rough idea as to how far I can stretch this range out so that I can get a consistent one-hit kill without any kind of like previous damage to the opponents. And it does actually, it's quite surprising as to how long you can stretch this out, especially for a shotgun of this kind of magnitude. It does fire kind of quickly. It is a pump action shotgun, but it's still kind of quick, or it feels like that in the arena kind of style of things. But the only real downside is it only holds 3 shells in the magazine. So you do have to be able to pick those shots. You can't go expecting to go into like a full enemy team, because obviously an enemy team consists of 4 people, and being able to wipe them out without any kind of reload. So just be able to understand that this isn't a be-all, end-all, that's it, close range damage kind of scenario. You do have to worry about any kind of rush that you're going to be doing to make sure that you haven't got the full team staring at you when you actually do go into that scenario. Now, interestingly, if we start having a look at the sniper rifle, which is obviously the other aspect of Team Shotty Snipers, the sniper rifle does a flat 65 damage when it comes to the body, or it doesn't matter what kind of limb you hit, it will always be a flat 65 damage. Now, when you get to headshots, this becomes 150 damage. damage. Now, when it comes to the sniper rifle, as opposed to the shotgun, you are able to penetrate targets. So if you're able to land up a shot, by all means, and you're able to line up 2 headshots, for example, at the start of a round on, I think it's Coliseum, I think the one that's really small, and literally you take like about 2 steps to your side, and you're able to have like that massive long range sight straight down there. People always just seem to walk into the sights of that one. You can get collaterals with this gun. Now, that's really, really nice. And that goes for body shots as well as headshots. So you're able to inflict nice amounts of damage. Now, the magazine on this is a standard of 4, which means that if you are able to get headshots, you are able to take out a full team of people. But do realize that this does have a slow rate of fire because this is a sniper rifle. It's not a semi-automatic or anything like that. You do need to worry about the timing between shots. What's also interesting about the sniper rifle is that when you're not aiming down sights, and this obviously goes against more modern titles or obviously how gaming has kind of progressed when it comes to things like Call of Duty or Battlefield, etc, etc. Sniper rifles are actually 100% accurate when they're being fired from the hip, or obviously just as standard. So when your crosshair goes red, that does mean that you have a shot lined up. So this is quite a nice little visual thing to be able to let you know. I'm not expecting many people to be able to pick up on that because you're probably going to really test yourself out. You're going to know from your own kind of like trigger discipline as to when you're going to make a shot, but just know that obviously it does have a visual kind of reference to be able to let you know when you do have a shot to be able to land on. Now, it is hit scan, so you don't need to worry about bullet travel as well on top of that. And what's really interesting is that when I was doing the testing is that I find this to be very forgiving, or I find the hitboxes of targets to be larger than the actual models, which was quite interesting. You'll see in the testing that I'm able to put the reticle basically just at the very far left side of the reticle, just touching the head, and that counts as a hit. And you can see the bullet trail clearly miss the target, but it still counts as a hit. And this gets even worse when you actually do the zoom in as well. So you'll notice that when if you've got the target perfectly on, well, if you've got it just barely touching the person's head, if you then zoom in, you actually have a little bit more grace as to what kind of hitbox you're able to hit for it to actually count as a strike, or obviously a headshot, etc, etc. So what I would suggest to yourself is that if you're able to, you should really be aiming down sights at all times with the sniper rifle. 1, because it gives you a nice little bit of zoom, and 2, because it actually gives you a little bit extra of a hitbox from what I can tell, as to be able to hit that target in the first place and obviously deal that damage, especially if it's a killing blow, and it just makes that headshot box for that one hit kill a little bit easier to be able to hit. What makes this a little bit more interesting as a game mode is the fact that if your aim is not on point when it comes to a shotgun blast at close range, obviously you can do a follow-up shot. Now, the time taken between shotgun blasts is kind of on the low side, and that's obviously there to be able to punish people that obviously haven't taken the extra time to be able to line up the shot, and it obviously rewards those with the proper trigger discipline, the proper or the proper aim to be able to get that one shot, and then obviously by the time you're then gone past that delay to then go into the next one, you'll have that enemy right in your crosshair. What's really interesting about this game mode though is that because it gives you a sniper rifle, if you're actually ever caught in close range, 1, that means you can go for the headshot, because obviously you're going for, well, you're 100% accurate even when you're not zoomed in, so you do have that as an option. But really, to kind of take that into another point, if you actually hit someone with the sniper rifle, but you miss the headshot, so you miss the instant delete, but you encounter someone that's got a shotgun and you fire at the same time, but obviously it's not a one-hit kill on their side because their aim was just off by whatever reason, you're able to swap from a sniper rifle to a shotgun to fire off a blast quicker than they are able to fire a second shot from their shotgun. And I've done a little bit of testing into this to be able to show side-by-side comparisons for 2 shots from a sniper rifle, 2 shots by a shotgun, and a shot from a sniper rifle to a shotgun blast, or vice versa. To be able to show you how much time difference, and it's not by much, but when you can factor in the fact that this is a life that you're worrying about, this is time to kill, and obviously you're trying to beat your opponent to be able to get that kill, it actually does make a lot of difference, and I'm able to get quite a few kills this way, just purely from panicking. But you shouldn't expect to be able to run into this situation, but just know that if you do, it's better to actually fire a shot from your sniper rifle to then swap to your shotgun, rather than taking the time to swap to your shotgun to then try and get that one-hit kill. It makes sense to be able to do that extra 65 damage, and it makes it a little bit more consistent when it comes to doing that shotgun kind of blast. And there we have it, Babylonians. That's wrapping up as to why I think that Team Shotty Snipers is the best game mode that's currently out there in SplitGate. It really is a lot of fun, and it really does reward you for your precision, and it makes you a better player overall as far as we're concerned. I had a blast with this. This will definitely be my main game mode going forward, and it just really helps me to be able to get a few clips for you to be able to enjoy. Speaking of which, if there is actually a little bit of time left over in this video, I will be leaving a couple of my nice clips that I've got together for this video just to be able to run on. And it also leaves us a little bit of time to say thank you so much to the members that are currently of Babylon. To be able to get yourself in as part of that membership, make sure you click that join button that's found right next to the subscribe button. It really is just as simple as 99p a month, and it gets your name shown up on our videos going forward. If this content is something that you would enjoy, and Splitgate really does look like your kind of thing, I'd highly recommend that you download it. If you're looking for any kind of like referral code to be able to enter, it really would mean the world to us that you use our code, or my code specifically, I guess, in that case, which we'll leave in the description of the video for you. And also, if you head over to our Discord, we'd love to be able to talk with you about, to be able to discuss any kind of experience as well that you've had in Splitgate. We would also like to see and potentially get like a head count for, be able to run our own little tournaments inside of this, because obviously with it being cross-platform and cross-play, it is something that actually gives us a little bit of freedom to be able to run something like that. So if you're interested, and obviously for a little bit of store credit, head over to our Discord. That's where we'll be keeping all of our members and everyone that's part of Babylon up to date with any kind of like information regarding that, and we'd love to have you over there just to be able to have like a little friendly chat every now and then with you. As always, I hope you've enjoyed. Keep yourself safe, keep yourself well. I'll see you all on that next video.